Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys, back again with another lab from NoSQL injection vulnerability module, and today we are going to solve lab number 3. So before going further, this little disclaimer as always for you. This video and its content are only for educational and awareness purpose, and I do not support any unethical or illegal act. That's been said, if you did not subscribe to the channel, please subscribe the channel and let's go. So today we are going to exploit NoSQL injection in a way so that we can exfiltrate or we can extract some data from the database. Okay, and when I say database, in this particular case, the database belongs to NoSQL, and NoSQL means there is no table but a document. Okay, so the agenda of this lab is the user lookup functionality of this lab is powered by MongoDB NoSQL database. It is vulnerable to NoSQL injection. Fine. To solve the lab, extract the password for the administrator user and then log into their account. You can log into your own account by using the following credential, which is username is Wiener and the password is Peter. Fine, so let's go. I'm going to enable the burp proxy on my browser and let's log in. So the username is Wiener and the password is Peter. Hit enter, don't save, and we logged in. Okay, let's go to the burp suite proxy HTTP history, and we have here all the requests. So here you can see this is the lookup functionality as mentioned in the lab, and it is looking up about the user where the username is Wiener, right? So when you log in, it is going to look up the information, related information about the user, and it's extracting username, email and role of the user. So the thing is, things are much different here, but few concepts are very closer. So how this request is extracting this information, and it's saying the username is Wiener. So that means it is trying to fetch the data of the Wiener user where let's say where it's saying this dot username is equal to, let's say, Wiener. We need to enclose this with the single quotes because this is a string. So it's saying something like this: get me the information of the user where the username is Wiener, and here you can see it fetches the user information. Okay, so we can test few things. First of all, we need to see whether this endpoint and this particular feature is vulnerable to NoSQL injection or not. So I'm going to send this request to the repeater, go to the repeater and just send this request one more time. So we are sure that okay, it's working fine. Now let's try to break the query by inserting here single quote after the username Wiener. Send this, and as you can see, unsimilar to lab 1 where we actually get the error from the MongoDB, but here we are not getting the error from the application, but the error is customized. So error is customized, that means there is error handling, which is, instead of giving you the syntax error, it is saying message there was an error getting the user details. Okay, let's test one more thing. If we try some random string as the username, let's say RRRSSSTTT, and send this request, you can see it's saying could not find the user. That means this user is not inside the document of the users. But if we put single quote, it's saying there was an error getting user details. That means this error is actually the syntax error, but the developer customized the syntax error into this. So whenever the syntax error occur, it is going to show us this message. So this is the first thing. Okay, the second thing is, let's try to get the information about the administrator. So you can see we can get the information about the administrator. Fine. These two things we already did. Now we actually need to extract the password of the administrator. So we can put the single quote and the query is break. Now the second thing, we need to check some Boolean condition. Okay, because up to now we know that there is no input filtering or there is no input sanitization. Okay, so let's try now Boolean condition, and how we can do that? We can do that something where 1 is equal to 1, something like this. Okay, and send this. Okay, I did a mistake. Actually, we must control U to URL encode this one, and now send this error, send this request. This time we get the reply. Why? Because the condition is true. If we put here 1 is equal to 2 and send this request, you can see could not find the user. So we are actually saying here administrator single quote and 1 equal to 1. So we are saying if 1 is equal to 1 and the username is admin, so give me the result. And because both conditions are true, we are getting here the result. If we put here 1 equal to 2, something like this, if we say 1 equal to 2, it is giving us the error because could not find the user because the condition, the second condition, is false. Fine. So now we can build our query over this. Okay, but before going further, one small and very important thing. There are few operators in the MongoDB in NoSQL. With those operators you can execute the JavaScript, and the JavaScript will be executed as part of the query. Okay, so the where operator is the one with which you can add the JavaScript as part of the query. Okay, so what we can do here, we can try let's say paste that. Okay, and here I'm going to say it or 1 is equal to 1. So username is administrator, and here we can write the condition. So the condition we can say let's say this dot, because we need password, this dot password dot length. So with this length we can find out how many characters are there in the password. Okay, so length, let's say length is less than let's say 5. So we are saying username is administrator and the password length of the administrator is less than 5 and 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so copy this and paste that here, paste that, and what we need to do is URL encoded with control U and send this request. So once we send this request, one thing very interesting here, you need to look this closer. So maybe you think that the password length is less than 5 and the statement is true, that's why we are getting this response. But the thing is, we are providing here two cases. The first is saying the length is less than 5, and here the operator is OR and it's saying 1 is equal to 1. So within these two conditions, if any one of the condition is true, it is going to give us the result, and that's why we are getting here the result, expected result. So as you can see here, the length is less than 5 we are saying, or the second condition 1 is equal to 2. So this is false. So let's try to change this to 2 and send this. And as you can see, could not find user, because within these two conditions, this or this, if any of these condition is true, we are going to get result because there is or operator in between. Okay, so the second condition is false and this one also false. Both of the conditions are false and we are not getting here anything. Okay, So that means we need to check here now the correct password. So increase it to 10, send this, and we get the answer here, we get the reply. That means the length is less than 10. Now if I say here 10, so why we are getting the response here? Because this condition is false, but this condition is true, and this condition is false, we know that, but this condition is true, that's why we are getting the reply response, correct response. So now less than 10. Now we need to find out exactly how many characters are in the password. So we need to decrease this to 9 as according to this response. Let's try less than 8. The password length is less than 8, and here you can see we are not getting the reply. That means the length is less than 9 but not less than 8. That means it is equal to 8. So for equal to, you need to put 2 equal sign. Okay, so I'm going to just copy that, paste it here, and instead of that I'm going to say equal to 8, and come back here. Again we need to URL encode these two, so Control U and send this request. And as you can see, we are getting the expected response. This condition is false, this condition is true, and in between there is OR operator. So to get this expected response, one condition must be true, which is this one. Okay, that means there are 8 characters in the password. Now the thing is, we need to find out what those characters are. So for this we can do few things. First thing, we don't need the length because we already found the length. Now we are going to say it is in an array, and we take the first character of the password. So first character of the password is, let's say, equal to A. Okay, sorry, A, and we test this one now. So copy this back here, and instead of that paste this. Now we also need to URL encode this one's, Control U, and let's send this. So as you can see, we are not getting the correct response. Why? Because both of these condition, this one and this one, both of these conditions are false. So we can now test because our query is working fine. So here you just need to change the character. Let's say the first character, 0 means the first character. Okay, so the first character, let's say B, and send it. No, delete this. Let's say C. No, D. No, E, F, G, H, I, J. Oh, okay, so J is the first character, and here you can see on the J, this condition gets true and this condition is false. So one is true, one is false, and we are using OR operator in between these two conditions. So one condition is true, that's why we get this answer, this response. So that means the first character of the password is J. Okay, so if you are going to do this manually, and suppose that there are special characters, uppercase, lowercase, and numbers also, so it is going to take ages by doing it manually, but there are things which will help you in the web suite. I'm going to send this request to the intruder. Go to the intruder, and instead of J, let's say A. Okay, clear everything if there is. So I'm going to choose this as the first payload and choose this as the second payload. Okay, now I'm going to choose the cluster bomb attack. So what happened in the cluster bomb attack, it will choose 0 and test it against A, then it choose 1, test it against A, choose 2. So it will increase this value and test it against A every time. Okay, then once 0 to 7 is going to be done, then it will change this value, and again it will test 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against B. like this. Okay, so you will see that in a minute. Go to payload. So the first payload is going to be your number. Where is number? Here. So this payload is going to be number, and number, because we know that the characters in the password are 8 and it will start counting from 0. So we need to put here from 0 to 7, and every time it will increase 1. Then let's go and go to the second payload, and in the second payload let's choose simple list, and here you need to add every character A, B, C, D, E, F, G. U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so we added everything. Everything is fine. Let's start the attack. Okay, so you can see here it's testing 0 against A, then change the value from 0 to 1 and test it against A. So it is actually saying the first character is A or not, the second character is A or not, the third character of the password is A or not. And as you can see here, it's changing the value and test it against A. So the length every time of the response is going to be 151 if we get this message. But if we get the correct message, so length should be more, because in the correct response we have more characters or more content. So I'm going to filter it with the length, and as you can see there are few responses, like the first character is J. We manually did this, and the length is, response length is 209. That means this is the correct answer. Similarly we can see the second character. We have up to now 1, 2, 3, 4 characters we found. So the first character is J. I'm going to write it here, J. Then the second character means this one. 1 means the second character, so the second character is D. Okay, the third character is this one. Third character is L. Where is fourth character? Up to now we did not get the fourth character, so we don't have fourth. Fifth, we have sixth character, right? This is the sixth character is O. And we don't have seventh character, but we get the eighth character, which is this 7, because it's counting from 0. So this is going to be the eighth character is B. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, and once it's finished I'll be back. So here we found everything. So we need the fourth character, that means the fifth character, actually 1, 2, 3, fourth and fifth, that means 3 and 4. So 3 is W, 4 is Z, fourth character is W, and the fifth character is Z, and the sixth one, where is 6? There you go, X. So it's X, right? Now just go back to the browser, and this time we are going to log in as administrator, and we will try that password. So my account, and the username is administrator, and the password is this. Copy, come back here, paste that, hit enter. Okay, we logged in as administrator. That's it, and we solved the lab. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the lab, and I'm going to see you in the next lab, which is going to be the last one from this module. Bye.